Well, hello, everyone. Well, anyone that's here. Wait to see if anyone shows up. Oh, there's somebody. Hey, how are you? Make sure you say hi so I know who you are. I like to know who's watching, who's the voyeur today. Or not. If you want to be incognito, you can be incognito. I'm okay with that too. So today we are going to dive into polymer clay blends for beginners. I know there's a lot of tutorials out there already. This is not really a tutorial. This is just the way I have found the easiest way to do it for myself. Hi, Cindy. Glad to see me or just my hands. This is Sculpey Premo or Premo by Sculpey, whatever you want to call it. Translucent polymer clay. We're going to do an easy cane first because it's really, really easy. You just take a hunk and you condition it, which is what I was doing. I like to use souffle clay, but they don't have a translucent in souffle because it is a softer clay. The souffle is. For my arthritic hands, it's perfect. I mean, I'll still work with all the other stuff, but I've got to squish this to make sure that there's no air bubbles in it. And I'm going to make a little plug. It doesn't have to be perfect or anything. I saw my friend Irene do this last night on Creative Dork, and it got my mind spinning. And that's not a good thing when you're trying to go to sleep. Hey, Miss Suda. I was waiting for a few more people to come in, let me know that they're here, so I can explain what's been going on and where I've been and what's happening, Captain, and some other interesting news. That way I only have to say it like maybe 100 more times. I'm doing better, Suda. Thank you. Okay, so that's what's called the plug. It's just a round cylinder. You can make it as big or as little as you want. I'm going to squish mine down a little bit more because I don't want a huge cane because I don't know if I'll ever use it all. I've been painting and creating things for my next show next Saturday. So I didn't make it to this last one because I had just gotten out of the hospital. So that's a plug. And next I'm going to take some of the white souffle because it's softer. And another thing is you got to work it to get souffle to stick to souffle. So, hi everybody else that's just joined. Come on in, sit down. Have a glass of something. Oh, she's doing great, Suda. Actually, she got in trouble in school today. But when she gets home from school, she has to do her homework and sit in timeout. She's in first grade now, so she should know better than to do what she was doing. And I couldn't find fish, orange, white eyes. Okay. Perfect. And I couldn't find my rolling pin, my rod. So I went and got a bottle and took the label off of it. I got this from Pennsylvania. Oh, my trip with Martha was great. Thank you. And it was from Tolino Vineyards up in Pennsylvania, and it's 050. I like that flavor of wine, and I love the blue bottle because you guys know I'm going to reuse the bottle. So I got that out to use as a rolling pin. Now, if anyone has any questions about polymer clay, please feel free, because I look up quite frequently. It is the best roller, isn't it? And the fact that it was really tasty emptying it too. Yeah. Oh, Cindy was here for that one. That was good, wasn't it, Cindy? Cindy had come to visit me the day that I opened that. All right, you're going to hear a noise. That's my pasta maker. A roller, rather. I am just flattening out the clay and conditioning it a little. So you roll it through, or you roll it flat, and then you fold it over and you do it again. This is called conditioning. And if it doesn't condition very well, if it starts cracking up, I know Sculpey has one, but I've never used it, but I do use this one, the Cato brand. It's by Donna Cato. It's a conditioning bar. That stuff is great. And if you have a whole bunch of different colors and you want to make black, she has one called Blackout. That's really good too. Or if you don't have that and you have hard clay, crumble it up, put it in a baggie, and put a couple of drops of baby oil at a time, squish it together. Okay, that's fine, Nasuda. And it sounds weird, but sit on it. And keep sitting on it, or put it under your armpit or whatever, because the heat from your body will open up the clay a little bit, just enough for it to absorb the oil, because what has happened is all the oils have leached out of it, meaning that they've secreted it. So it's like sweat. It sweat all the oils out, and it needs that oil for it to bind together. So it just needs a little couple drops of olive oil. Okay, so that's on a number 2. I'm going to turn it down to a number 3, because I'm going to wrap that with it. Make sure that there's no air bubbles in it. If you go down, you can turn it down, you can look and see if there's any air bubbles, because you don't want any air bubbles. All right. Now I'm going to put it on my thickest setting, which is the number 1 on mine. I just got mine from, I think this one is from Hobby Lobby. So I'm going to fold it together, get the schmutz, as Donna Cato would say, off of it, because you want it white for this type of cane. This is called a lace cane. And I'm going to do a different variation than Irene does over at Creative Dork. And then we're going to put the lace cane that I'm making on the back, on the black backing. Cindy, that's Suda. You know that. So that's way too big. So I want to make it longer. Here we go. So this is what we have. It's a strip long ways, because I'm going to use it twice on here. So it's the perfect width. I just want to clean up that little edge there. And you just roll along. Don't worry about the edges, because you're going to wind up cutting a lot of that off anyway. And then you roll it up, push it down a little, and unroll it, and it leaves a little divot right there. And if you take your knife, I go just above the divot and cut at an angle. That way it's not as thick at the overlap. And then I use my nail, blend that together. You want to roll it. A lot of the people that I watch, that I get inspiration from, is Irene over at the Creative Dork. Who else? Oh, Jessima Designs, Samantha over at Jessima Designs. Love her. I've been watching her for a long time. Donna Cato, of course, the queen of polymer clay. Who else? Oh, Deb over at Clay Boutique. I love her too. All right, I'm going to put this back through on the thicker setting because I want a thicker piece. I may have to cut some more up. Go get another block of it because I think this was all I had in this one. We're going to have some more noise. So if anybody has any questions, yes, love Clay Boutique. Deb is awesome. And with this, I'm using translucent so it looks like lace, but you could do this with any types of clay. Cernit is a really, really, really good translucent clay. And I have some, but it's very hard to find. Locally, I have to get it off Amazon, and it's very expensive from Amazon. I can order it from Michael's, but then I have to pay shipping on that too. Okay. Oh, I forgot to turn it off. Sorry. All right, so what I did is I just folded it in half. The clay is yours. You're not the clay. So you can manipulate it however you need to. So I'm just going to roll this out. How long does the polymer clay last? Depending. If you're talking about raw or unbaked polymer clay, it can last for years. And like I said, all you have to do is chop it up and put some baby oil in it. If you have an old food processor, one of those little bitty Oscar ones, I don't know what they're called over there, but sorry for my voice. You can always chop it up and then put those chopped up pieces in a food processor. And sorry. Martha, will you tell Billy that I'm live, please? Thank you. Oh, it's fine. It's fine. As long as, even if it crumbles, as long as you keep working it and putting it, kneading it back together, it'll be perfectly fine. I've got some over here that are like 8, 9, 10 years old, and they're still, as long as I work them, they're good. What it is the polymers in it, when they contract and they hook together, when it's cold. So what you do, and it sounds really strange, Suda, but you can take your aggressions out on them because what you want to do is you want to shock it. Because when you shock something, it expands and then contracts, expands and then contracts. So what I do is I throw them on the ground, or I hit them with a hammer on a surface that won't break. But it's a way to get your aggressions out. And it shocks it, and then you can start moving it and rolling it and twisting it, which I'll show you about that when I get ready to do this one. All right, so I want a thick piece. See, that's kind of thick, so that's going to look really good around there. And you can mix and match polymer clays as well. Now, for beginners, I would suggest not spending a whole lot of money. Like maybe go to Amazon and get a kids pack. It sounds odd, I know, and I'm sorry, but if it's not for you, it's not for you, because this can get expensive. And try it that way. Yeah, it's not going to be the greatest. And if you want something that's going to last, do not use Sculpey 3 because it is very weak, and don't use the kids stuff. Okay, so I got that. Now I'm going to do one more wrap with the white and then get some more translucent, but I'm going to go down one setting. Just so I can make sure that it's long enough. Oh, almost. I've got a little bit of white over here. I can patch it together. Waste not, want not. Oh, what did I get on there? Oh, and another thing I don't know if anyone knows. You can use polymer clay and resin and put it in the oven. Hi, Belly. Yes, and it's helping. Not only that, but it helps you if you're upset that day and you need to feel like you need to just scream instead of scaring everyone half to death. You can just, beat some clay. Yep. You can color your translucent with alcohol inks and put that in the oven. You can also color it with paint, mica powders, glitters. But yeah, you can put it all in the oven. Hi, Suzanne. You can put it all in the oven and without getting any toxic fumes. I got to get another thing of translucent. It's right here. Okay, got it. Oh, sorry. I have clay in 3 different places. Thanks for coming, Suzanne. Now I got translucent, but I also have a translucent that has opal flakes in it. But I think that might be a little too, but we're going to stick with just two things here. The translucent and the white. This time, maybe next time. Yeah, I started feeling a little iffy this morning, but then I took a rest and I okay, I can do this. I'm just getting it flat enough to fit down in my pasta machine because I don't want to break my pasta maker. I mean, I have three of them, but I only have room in here for one. I have one that's for black, one that's for what? Oh no, I have one that's for translucent, one that's for white, and one that's for everything else. And like I said, if you can't find your roller, just use a round bottle or a round glass. A bottle is best because you got a handle to work with. And I've got such bad arthritis that, oh yeah, I need all the help I can get. Oh, I'm glad you did too. Welcome aboard. This is the crazy train. And I just started this series right before everything started going wrong. I got the little motor from Hobby Lobby also, which that helps my shoulder. I don't have to crank. So I'm just folding it in half. See how it's a little crumbly because this one's a little older? You just keep laying it on top. You just, as long as you keep conditioning it, it'll work. And if it doesn't, if you think it's too hard, get you a little bitty pinch, which I'm probably going to do. Let me turn this off so you can hear me. A little bitty pinch is all it takes of this conditioning bar. No, I'm not sponsored by any of these companies. Although, Donna, I watch you all the time, every time. I don't care how long they are. Donna Cato is an awesome instructor, because she will tell you the whys and who's and what's of what you're doing, why it works this way and it doesn't work that way. Okay, I'm just sticking it in there because it's not colored, so it really won't show up. And at this point, there's going to be air bubbles, but we'll get those out. Any other questions on any of it? Not just polymer clay either. I mean, you guys know I do a lot of different things. I'll show my newest creation here in just a moment. It's going on a little jar that I'm still working on. All right, it's still a little crumbly because that hasn't worked in yet. So I'm just going to squish those edges because they are crumbly. I'm glad this happened. That way I can show you can still work with it. Oh, and don't store your paper if you make canes or anything. Do not store them in paper. Don't store them in wax paper. Wax paper is okay if it's not going to be for a long time. No parchment paper, no computer paper, no paper, because what it does is paper leaches the oils out and sucks it into the paper because it's so porous. You can wrap in saran wrap. That's plastic wrap, sorry. Or you can get little containers. It sounds weird, but I got some because Donna Cato made me do it. Well, she didn't make me, but you know what I mean. They're called shotgun shell cases on Amazon. They're not listed under craft anything. It's just shotgun shell cases. And one thing about it, Suda, you don't waste anything until you have it there just the right way, because you can take it apart and reuse it. Almost done. One thing about this polymer clay though, this translucent rather, is there's always some little fine white, not white, but you can see them. They're a little less translucent, I guess you'd say. Spots throughout it. That's because it's this brand. Not all of them are like that. Cernit is not like that at all, and I don't believe Pardo is. Those are the only ones that I've ever seen that have translucent. And Cernit actually has colored translucent clay. Because I've got some of the aqua, the teal. I got the spring colors and the fall colors. All right. There we go. I want to wrap this again. So do that. And I'm just going to lengthen it. And it's still a little wide, so I'm going to fold it over and lengthen it again. I have this on my second thickest setting. Okay, hopefully this works. We shall see. Together. Okay, it's the right width. I'm not quite in frame, sorry. Yeah, that conditioning bar is great. So what I want to do, I'm hoping I can get it done that way. Because I wanted it a little thicker than a 1, but not quite as thick as 2 1s, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to cut that. Kind of push it in together. And I'm not really worried about the sides there because those are going to get cut off eventually anyway. I hope I have time to do the other. See, it stuck to itself right where it needed to be cut. Okay, so these are now in the translucent scraps. Never throw your scraps away. Hi, Lynn. Now what you want to do is you want to make it, make sure that it's all, oh, I need a spot right there to make it thicker. So you can piece it together because we're still going to be working the clay. Okay, any more? Yeah. Okay, while I'm reducing this, meaning I'm making it smaller, it's also going to expand it out. Now somewhere I have the end caps that I got from Tiny Pandora. It's Teresa Delgado, I think it is. Salgado. But I get a lot of stuff from her. Her stuff is awesome. But she has different size end caps that you can get to put on them so that it doesn't suck inside and you waste more clay. But when it's this size, I'm just going to roll it out a little. And then you grab it on the ends and you twist it. It's waking everything up inside that's cooled off. And you twist it and you pull it and you twist it and you pull it. Twist it and pull it and twist it and pull it. And I'm just going to keep doing that and rolling it. And every now and then I'm going to push those ends back down so that I don't lose them. It's going to compress it a little, yes, but it'll be easier to roll out. Okay, so I hadn't been feeling well since, well, I really wasn't feeling the greatest when I went to Martha's, but she made it all better. She made me take naps, and I don't take naps. That was great. Loved it up there. Actually been thinking about maybe moving up there. But we'll see. And I hadn't been feeling good and went to the doctor. They said, the normal stuff, your high blood pressure. Well, yeah, I know I take blood pressure medicine and it has been under control for a while. I'm still twisting and turning and pulling at the same time. So I'm not feeling good. And for some reason, though it was like started maybe a month ago in mid-August, I had zero energy to do anything. I mean, I went for days where I just laid in bed, nothing, couldn't do anything. See, it's starting to suck it in right there. So I'm going to push it back out this way. And if it distorts, it's okay. I don't mind because it was just round. So it's going to go back to round. Okay, there we go. And then one night my daughter was out and my son hadn't come home yet because he was working late. And it was just me and the kids. And I felt really, really, really odd. Before that, I was having wake up drenched in sweat and just start sweating and my arm was hurting. And yeah. So this one night it was really odd because we went to bed and I took my medication and then all of a sudden I just kind of I felt really odd. Everything went dark and I came to, I had passed out. Luckily I was already in bed, and I told my granddaughter, because she sleeps on my husband's bed when she stays with me at night. I said, go get Bubba, which is my grandson. He's 12. And she went and got him. I said, call Addie, tell her to come home now. Something's wrong. And while I was talking to him and he was calling my daughter, I passed out again. And I couldn't catch my breath because I have COPD, which the new medication is working, by the way. I can talk now without having to gasp for air. Hi, Tanti Oda. And then my daughter gets here, and apparently I passed out a few more times. I was she said looked like I was confused and dazed and couldn't breathe, couldn't catch my breath. So she dialed 911. They got here, and apparently my blood pressure was so high that it had caused a mild heart attack. Excuse me. They took me by ambulance, which I didn't want to go because I'm stubborn. They took me by ambulance to the hospital. The hospital admitted me, and at least it wasn't a bad one, and that my daughter did dial 911 because I wasn't going to. I just wanted her to come home because, I wasn't feeling good. She insisted, and I'm glad she did, because if it had kept on, it could have killed me. And then I wouldn't be able to do this. So, So since then, I have had zero energy to do anything at all. And I've been to the doctor 2 times since then, and they changed my breathing medication for my COPD, which on Marva over at Marvelous Artsy, they changed hers to this, and it works great for her. So I asked the doctor to let me try it. So she gave it to me because the other ones just weren't doing anything. All right, I like this size here, so I'm gonna cut a piece of. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut it in sections because I want pieces of different size, if you know what I mean. Okay, so that's what it looks like right now. I know. It's, oh no, I don't. I don't want pieces of different sizes. That's right. Let me cut this end off. I messed up. I was doing something out of my head instead of what I was supposed to be doing. Now, see, these ends aren't perfectly straight. So, but I'll still use them in something. So I'm not throwing it away. So I need it all to be the same, or right here abouts that. And I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 pieces of that same size. But yeah, I'm on medication now, and I try not to let my blood pressure get too high, but I've had no energy to craft too awfully much until this last week or so when I got my new breathing medication, which it helps. It helps immensely. But the last few days, I've been feeling pretty good. I do get tired easily because one of my breathing treatments that I have to take now makes me very tired. And apparently, if you do take albuterol or any of the other breathing treatment things that have albuterol in them, I think it's a broma something or other. Oh wait, I think I got one right here. Oh no, I don't have the package. No, I just have the thing. But it's a steroid that helps to open up your lungs. Yeah. It doesn't say it anywhere on the packaging. It doesn't say it anywhere in the instructions. But you should always rinse and gargle your mouth out afterwards. I got Breasttree. Anyway, where was I? Oh, I forgot where I was at. I forgot what I was talking about. Yeah, it did take my energy. You're right. Oh, the the inhaler thing. Does it say to wash and gargle your mouth out afterwards? Because if you don't, and it sounds absolutely redonkulous, you will get a yeast infection in your throat from the steroids. It'll feel like a scratchy, itchy throat, and it'll make your throat dry all the time. You'll see little bitty white spots, not infection, but just white spots, not on your tonsils, but your throat and the roof of your mouth. Then you got to take this nasty antibiotic for that specific thing that you wash your mouth out and gargle, and don't swallow any of it because you will taste it for hours. Mouthwash stuff and spit it out. And then you can't drink or eat anything for maybe 2.5 hours, I think it is. And it was awful. So yeah, I every time now I wash and gargle my mouth out every time I take a breathing treatment. And if you have your own teeth and you use an inhaler, wash your mouth out after you use your inhaler as well, because it will eat the enamel off your teeth. Okay, so that's a good size. All right, I'm going to cut, I don't even know how long this is. I need 6 pieces. So let's see, I got 6 pieces at 1.5 inches. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, and don't get rid of this because I'll be using that later. Yeah, you don't get rid of it because I'll be using it later. Hi, Melissa. Oh my gosh. Were you born with OI, or is it just because of medications? So now we have. Oh no, don't do that, April, you dingaling. I heard something weird in my kitchen. I forgot my dishwasher's going. So what you're going to do is you're going to take one, you're going to stand them on end. That's why you cut them all the same size. And you're going to encircle. All right, I need more. I need more. I need one more. Oh, yeah. I already have osteoporosis and osteoarthritis. Seems like when I didn't have anybody that was ill to take care of anymore, my health went to pot. Okay, so we got that now. It looks like a pretty flower. Now what I'm going to do is this other piece that I took up here. No, nope, 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 nope. Nope, 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 nope. I need to make some little triangles to go and fill in those little gaps. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take just plain translucent. Roll out a long snake. So that is what has been happening with me. So what's going on with you? And I'm going to push it down. I know I was going to be working with clay, so I took my nails off. And I just want to fill in the gaps between the petals with that little triangle. Like so. Now you can do as many rounds as you want on here. You can reduce it, put it back together, reduce it, put it back together, and make lots and lots of go-arounds of it. You know what I mean? So I'm just going to roll it a little bit like this because it's going to be round here. How long have I been? Okay, we're good. I think I used all that white, didn't I? Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to get another small amount of white. Souffle is not very hard. It's a very soft clay, and it's very soft when it's finished. When the finish is just like, it's like a feeling velvet. Oh, cool, Tantiota. So I'm going to put this through the pasta maker. It's on a 2. That should be good enough. Oh, no, actually, I don't. I want it on a 1. I want a thick one. Right now, my ends are starting to flare out, so I'm pushing them back in. And I'm going to fold it in half so it'll elongate it and stretch it out just enough. Should be good. Yep. Now I'm going to take it here, take a straight edge, wrap it around it. Some people do it different ways too. You can hold it up like that and cut it and then smooth it together. And then I need some more translucent. I should have conditioned more earlier. But so far we have a really pretty flower. Okay, so the goal is to wrap another row of translucent, do some more of these, maybe a teardrop shape or something, or just circles surrounding it, smaller circles, you know, and then it'll look like a piece of lace that you lay on top of other things. Okay, Martha. So I'm going to do the other half of this block. I've got more translucent, but it's in the other room. And I'm home alone. Just me and the aminals. there. I have it set on there. Now don't just roll in one direction. You want to wake it up both ways. So you want to turn it and roll this way as well. So when you're rolling, have you ever noticed that when you're rolling something out, it stays fatter on the edges? To get rid of those fat edges, you roll it to the thickness that you wanted it to. You pick it up off your table, you turn it the other way and turn it over. And it makes it all the same thickness. So that, here we go. This again. Am I explaining everything good? Oh, hi, Beverly. Am I explaining everything okay, or? Come on. One of these days I'll get a nice heavy duty motor for it. But for 16 bucks, I think now they're 20 at Hobby Lobby, and I didn't have to wait for it to be delivered. I was good with that. Okay, Billy. Does anyone have any other questions about chain making type skills, or not really skills, but and I got to add some conditioning bar to that one. Yes, I need to record my see, it's super soft too, so my Face Your Fears for my own collab, because I can't miss this one. The last one I was not feeling well either, but I can't miss this one. And Miss Billy gave me the idea of what to do. So thank you, Miss Billy. Oh, Beverly, I have some fake ones for you. I'm making a lace cane. It's a ghost cane, but it will look like lace. But right this minute, I am conditioning some clay. Oh no. Okay. Oh, I got some schmutz. And if you have any questions about polymer clay or anything, you can just ask and I can hopefully answer. If not, then I will find it out and get the answers for you. What is it these kids are calling it these days? Research. I'll do the research. Back in our day, we just had to open up the Encyclopedia Britannica. They don't even know what that is now. Do you know that kids today do not know what an Encyclopedia Britannica is? Gotta mush that in a little bit better. Oh, you mean Wikipedia? No, I don't mean Wikipedia. I know. I'm so glad that my grandson and my oldest granddaughter love to read, and they read books, and they read some on like the Nook, or what is it, Kindle. Here we go. That's better. Now we're getting there. Stupid medications make my throat so dry. Yeah, but mine do too. But at least they read. Like they read novels. My granddaughter, I think said she was just starting Anne of Green Gables. I'm like, wow, okay. And what is it we had to read in high school? To Kill a Mockingbird. Oh no, I think I killed it. All right, I'll give it a break now. Okay, that's good. Oh no, it's not good. I've got to lengthen it. Okay. Maybe I can get 2 wraps on this one too. Oh, my grandson, he's always asking to go to Books A Million. And I thought it was, because of the, what is it, those things that he got me collecting too? Funko Pops. But no, he wanted to look at books. I was like, right on. So I got one on there. Let me see if I can do this one more time. This is, I think, a cheating way to do it, but it works. Okay, got it around. Make sure you're using the right side. I thought that was a little sharp. Let me clean that off real quick. And I know we also got some antibacterial gel. That is my pasta maker, Tantiota. It's electric, so I don't have to crank. I use it for cleaning the desk. I use it for cleaning my gloves. If I want to use this, not with like resin or anything, but if I'm using them for other things and I want to clean them good, I use the antibacterial gel. Because we all still have cases of that stuff laying around. And it cleans it really good. And it doesn't dry as fast as alcohol. Okay, so now we got this. And I could keep going and keep going and keep going, which I might, but I want to get into the other pardon me, the other blending method. Or would you rather me do that on a separate one and just keep going with this easy cane? Finish this one? Okay. All right, so remember that other one that we had from before that we reduced already? I still have more of it over here too. So the next layer, good, because I really wanted to finish this cane because I think it's going to be really cool. And when I get it baked, I'll post pictures. This is the worst end, so let me go ahead and take this off so we can see what it looks like so far. It looks like the flower. And I'm going to keep that because I can use that and make a button or something out of it. That would make a really cool button for a cape or something. Not a superhero cape, but a cape. So I have these cut here, this length here, and I like that size for the next round. So I want to get a little bit more so I will cut them as needed. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that round one and I'm going to flatten it. It doesn't have to be perfectly even because it's supposed to look like lace. And lace is it's tatting essentially. That's how you make lace, is you tat. Which, hats off to the ladies that do that, because I would get so confused. All right, so I'm going to take that flat one and I'm going to make a row of these because I don't know how many I'm going to need, so I'm just going to make them as I go and lay them side by side. All the way around. Flatten out some more. Cut some more. Move it up. Lather, rinse, repeat. You know, just keep going. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Okay. That's flat. Why couldn't I have just left my thumbnail really long and I could have used it as a blade? Hindsight 2020. Looked like string cheese, didn't it? Would you recommend clay to someone that has arthritis? Yeah, I do. I do. I have psoriatic arthritis, and it's the kind that is eating away the bones in my fingers, and they lock up. So I have really bad hands. I mean, I can't even make a proper fist with either hand. So don't tell anybody, but they could take me in a fight. Um, my favorite one is the Sculpey Souffle. It's very soft. Even the Fimo soft is not as soft as souffle. That's my favorite one for my hands. So my black that I have set out, that I've already rolled out over here for a background, it's souffle. The white is souffle. Some of my other colors are souffle for the tricolor Skinner blend. I couldn't think of the word. Words are hard, y'all. Oh, what am I saying? Y'all know that. Okay, so I got that. Now I got to get some more white. All right, I got some more white right here. Plus this like little piece right here. Okay, so I'm going to do one more row of white around it, and then more translucent. I got some translucent right here. Oh, and I have some white right here too. Good. And you can mix, like with Sculpey, you can mix Premo and Souffle together because Premo is a little stiffer. I mean, you can, as long as you warm it up and you keep conditioning it, it will work. It gets softer. The warmer it gets, the softer it gets. All right, so we're going to leave that right there over there. And I'm going to, yeah, it's on one. But preferably this would be, you know, perfectly spotless white, but it's not because I've got other colors on, going on, like dust pieces from paint that I've been doing, and but hopefully you won't be able to see it. Here's the hoping. Cernit is also usually pretty soft also. Pardo is not, and Kato is the hardest, but Kato's is, I love Kato clay. It's just too hard for me. Okay, almost there. This should be the last one. I'm just lengthening it. Again, I folded the square over and pinched just the edge. And there we have our strip. And it's, wow. I am amazing myself, y'all. Now the souffle is not a sticky clay, but the Premo is. So whenever I go to do that, it picks it up off the table for me because the sticky one is sticking to the not sticky one. You know what I mean? It's not real strong bond, but it sticks. Okay. I wasn't prepared to keep going with this one, but I'm really digging it. Okay, so now we got to do this one. I'm going to separate the sections because it'll be easier for me to roll it a little bit. I'm waking it up. I'm shocking it. I hope I'm not going to break my bottle. And Beverly, I would suggest you get like this too. A bottle instead of using an acrylic roller, a really thick wine bottle. The blue glass ones are really thick. And I'm going to use this later anyway, but because you'll have one hand that you can grab onto, because that's what I do. Is I have one hand is grasping the edge of the bottle like this as I roll. Because it's easier than the little bitty rods trying to hold on to them. Yep. Wake up. Bang, bang, bang. Bang, bang. Time for you wake up. Bang, bang. That was that. Oh, who was that? Margaret Cho on one of her specials. I love her. She's so funny. Her and Ali Wong, I think her name is. They are hilarious. Okay, it's crumbling. So that might not be working. Until I get some what? What class? What am I going to put in it? I know, I'm being a smart aleck. My Donna Cato's conditioning bar. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a pretty good hunk of it in there. And you don't have to change the temperature or anything because this stuff cures at 275, just like all the other clays, except Cernit. I think it's a little lower. But if you're using different types of clays, you go with the highest one because they can withstand, the other ones can withstand the higher temperature. But the ones with the higher temperature cannot bake and cure properly at a lower temperature. Oh my gosh, now I'm sounding like a professor. Well, in my head I am. Squishy, squishy, squishy. And see, I wasn't prepared to do. Actually, you know what? I can work with what I have right here. That'll work. I'm just going to move that out of the way. I'll get to that again later. Because now that I think about it, I'm going to get them to the same width-ish, and do another row of the flat ones. You could go so far as to make triangles and put them, point flat side out and then point down. That would be cool too. And to make a triangle, you just take your fingers and you pinch all the way down. Okay, let's start here. There we go. And if you make it a little too thin, if you roll and push your fingers together instead of pulling them apart. Yes, it's a ceramic tile. Hi, Runic. which ceramic tiles, you can get them from Lowe's, Home Depot. I don't know where you're from, but you know, at any hardware type place, building place, and they are oven safe. All right, so we're gonna I'm gonna flatten those again like that. Okay, that worked. I like that. All right, so we're gonna do another row of those flat ones, but it's gonna be a smaller flat one. Making it up as we go, folks. And since I have it a little bit wider down here, I have to stop it right there where it gets too wide. Okay. And lather, rinse, repeat again. This time I can use my thumbnail to take it off. Then we'll reduce it. We'll put some on the black that I have over there, and we'll use some cutters by the Creative Dork. That's where I get my cutters from. She's awesome. And if you have something special that you want her to make, you kind of go back and forth. Of course it is. Yeah, I got this one is a 24 by 18. No. Yeah, a 24 by 18. And I got the marble in it because I didn't want it just stark white because of the camera. So I got the marbling. Okay, now I gotta flatten this one. It can be irregular because I kind of want it to look like stitching. Okay. And continuing to lather, rinse, repeat. I think it was something like $8 or $9. I have another one in there on the desk that's a 24 by 24 that I've had for years, and it's not shiny like this one. I mean, it's shiny, but it's not super high gloss like this one. And I got it at Home Depot. This one came from Lowe's. The other one came from Home Depot many moons ago, like 2017, I think. Okay, I don't have enough there. But they're great to work on for even for resin because it. All right, Lynn. Thanks, hon. Thanks for stopping in. Because the resin won't stick to it, you can just take a blade and just clean it right off. Where it was a little too. I think I manipulated it enough to where I can use it. And this will be the last round on here because it has a translucent outer layer. But you can make as many rings as you want. You know, it's your creation from your mind. You do what you want to do. Okay, okay. Okay? You do you. You do you, dude. I'm glad my neighbors cannot hear through my walls because I bet it sounds like I'm talking to myself all the time. Well, I usually am, but we won't talk about that. Okay, here we go. So now we roll it to smooth it and squish it together. I found that if you do this part, like the Z, it helps to keep it together and reduce it a little bit at the same time. And you already have your there's a word for it. Striation line, no? Is that it? No. Words are hard. I know it, but I can't think of it. They know you're, well, yeah, they kind of do, but there's nobody home. So to keep it straight is what I'm trying to get at. So if you do twist it like this, see how it's twisted, you can always just straighten it right back up. Trying to reduce waste. Starting to thin out. The translucent is. Okay, it's starting to thin out too much. If you guys want to bear with me, I got to go over and get some more of the translucent so I can do some more translucent on it. It's right here in the same room. It's just the other side of the room. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, so I was telling you that you can mix brands. Perfect time to test that theory, right? Right. I know you can because I do it all the time. This is my Cernet translucent. And if you'll notice, it's white. But it's very, very, very clear when you use it and it's baked. So, and it's a little soft. This is like 2 years old. And it's been open. So, bangity bang time. I'm going to mute for this though. I can still hear you. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I've gotten it woken up some. clean this blade off because it's got white on it. I get a lot of my blades from Amazon. They don't last very long, but none of them really do anyway. And I'm going to slice it in pieces, like so. I found with Cernit, and you do this when it's still a little tough, it works pretty good to condition it quicker. But it's woken up now, so at least as you can see, it's not crumbling. It's filleting, but it's not crumbling like it was when I first started it. What was that? All right, I'll just set that over there. This might be enough. Yeah, but Pontiota is pretty bad when I argue with myself. I will cuss myself out. Left, right, and center. Those that know me know I have a mouth of a sailor, so. But I know when and where it's appropriate, too. Not that it's really appropriate anywhere, but y'all know what I mean. Fold it over. I'm just going to run it through a few times, just to make it a little soft. You can do it, baby. Got faith in you. Because it easily starts getting soft. I'm just trying to incorporate bubbles and get it the right thickness so I can make it the right length to wrap it. We're almost there. All right, so here's my square. And it has to be at least that long. So I can't, if I roll it, fold it over at the square, it's almost the right length, or width rather. So if I put it through this way, it'll stretch it out and lengthen it. Not quite, but I won't, if I go ahead and put it on now and put it to where those are getting sucked in at, that should be good. Okay, let's straighten it up. All right, it's straight. Now these are sucked in. We'll start with a flat edge. This one is not quite as far in, so I'll stretch it that way. And you can stretch it out too, a little, just to make sure, that it meets. Okay, I stretched it wide enough for it to go around. Good. And as you're going, press out any air bubbles that you see. Oop, It's okay. You can put it right back. It's all right. I got this. But as you can see, you got to be careful because it'll rip. But you can meld it back together easily. How much further around is it? Okay. Squish it together. I can fill that in with little pieces off this end down here. We got that. 2:25 p.m. Oh, you were laughing. Okay. I wasn't sure what it was showing me over there. We're still going to be reducing it, so if it doesn't look right at the edges, I wouldn't worry about it. Don't stress over it. Don't stress the small stuff. Is that what they tell you? Oh, we got it made. May as well try to make a thinner one. Just so it's kind of smooth all the way around. You know what I mean? All right, I'm going to go down to a number 3. Then down to a number 7. Which is pretty thin, but I don't have enough. I don't think. I don't think so. But I can use it to smooth over some of those other places and to fill in where we doubled it up already to make it just a little bit when I'm rolling it out. I just want to use all this up because I've got it done and it's not very much. So why not use it? You know what I mean? And it'll help in the long run anyway. Oh. I didn't realize I hadn't gone all the way around. Okay, there we go. All right. I know it looks like 2 different colors of translucent. Well, it is, but it isn't. Okay, here we go. We do need professional opinions. Shebang. Yes. That was that one from Talent Quit. No. Not Talent Quest. That's karaoke. America's Got Talent, I think. Became a superstar with that. Take my rings off real quick. Sit them over here in my jar. All right, see, I have an air bubble right there. I'm going to take the edge of my blade, cut down in through, and push the air out. because you don't want any air bubbles. Every now and then pet it. That's the technical term, petting it. All right, that's a good size now, and I'm going to go ahead and cut the end off so we can look and see what it looks like. Not quite there yet. Just going to reshape it a little, or you can shape it however you want to shape it. I think it's just because I need to go a little bit further, but I'm not right now, so that's fine. But that's what we have. Is it going to focus? There it is. Okay, so I'm going to cut this in pieces after I get this end over here cut off. Yeah, see, that was just that end was a little wonky. Okay, so I'm going to keep that too. Now this is the cane. This is what's called a cane. That's it. Okay, they can be square, they can be round, they can do what you want them to do because you're the boss of it. It's not the boss of you. So if I do 1 1/4, 7 inches. So if I do 1 1/4 pieces, see air bubble. Okay, if I do 1 1/4 pieces, that would give me 4. Yeah, 3 1/2 is half. Half of 3 1/2 is 1 1/4. No, it is not. It's 1 3/4. Or thereabouts. Now this is a sturdy blade, a hard blade rather. So I wasn't going to hurt myself. Drinky time. All right, so I'm just going to set that off to the side. And I'm going to make these a little longer, or smaller rather. Because the piece of clay that I have over here and what I want to do for the pendant and possibly earrings, I want to have, you know, a big one with little ones around it. So it's, well, different layers. There we go. So I'm going to keep that off to the side. Ooh, that's a part right there. So we're going to use that size. And one more. I'm going to go 3 different sizes, I think. I'm not going to use the really big one. Go. All right, so I have 3 different size flowers here, as you can see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my black over here. Okay. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you better find that, girl. Now you can go ahead and texture the back or whatever, but I would wait because you're going to be doing a lot of burnishing. So yeah, I would wait, but that's just me. Right now I'm going to rub this down really good with my finger, which is burnishing, but not with the paper yet. So I just wanted it a little smoother. Now wipe off my finger from the black. I'm going to take a few slices. And the way I cut my slices, especially when they're fresh like this, is I start at one finger, I push down a little for the thickness that I want, and I roll it as I slice it. And it keeps it round. So I'm going to take those slices and put them over here. They're going to be varying thicknesses, but that's okay. Because I just don't know why I did that one so thick. I'm going to take that one off because that's too thick. I'm just going to keep doing that on this one. You can go the other way too if you're so inclined. Or you can stick it in the freezer for a few minutes. And yes, the freezer. And then you can, it'll be easier to cut because it's a little firmer then. If it does warp out of shape a little, it's a circle, so just push it back. I have seen some people, and I don't know how they did it. They must have been a weird kind of clay or something, but I've seen them use scissors on it, and I don't know how it didn't. Maybe it's a special kind of scissors. So I've been doing polymer clay pieces for a long time. Back when my kids were in elementary. Okay, that one messed up. I want to try to keep the entire shape of the flowers. Now, when I bake this, anything that's not white or black is going to go clear to an extent. It's going to look frosted. I know that. I'm just going to reshape them once I get them cut because this is easier. So you just pull it back apart, make a circle, and Bob's your uncle. Sometimes all you have to do is just press it between your fingers and it straightens back out too. If they're not perfectly round, that's okay, because this is a ghost cane, but it's a ghost lace cane. Does that make any sense? Oh, I got 4 people still watching. Thank you. Okay, that should be enough. Maybe one more right there in the corner. See, I'm just spreading it out over my finger, forming it back into a circle, laying it down. Okay, that's enough of that one. I'm going to go ahead and cut a piece of that off, a little bit off to the side. These have been getting cool over on my board over here, so they're going to be a little easier maybe to cut. They're going to get a little distorted anyway when you burnish them. So if you don't want to sit and fiddle part with them, to get them to go back to being a circle, just put them on there. It's an illusion. And you can overlap them, which I might go ahead and do that with one of the big ones over there. So you can also take a slice, roll it, take a slice, roll it. It all just depends on what you feel like doing that day, I guess, at that time. And if you even want to do it at all. Right, there's some of those. We do the smaller one. And see, like that one, I have a piece there that's broke off of it, so I'm just going to make it look like it's attached to that one. So I'm kind of running a poll. Okay, I didn't run through the insurance. Okay, woo, girl. Had me skirt for a minute there. I'm thinking about selling glitter, 1 ounce bags for $7, my own custom mixes. And once they're done for that mix, and there'll never be another one like that. Or you can get it in a jar for it's $6 for a bag and $7 for a jar of 1 ounce of glitter, which a 1 ounce jar is that big. Would anyone be interested? Or, I mean, they would be custom mixes, some all the way down to the dust. Because I have so much glitter that I get wholesale that I have no space for too much else anymore. And I can do sample packs too. Just a few smaller ones here. And then I'll get a couple slices of the big one. Then we'll burnish. Okay. Oh, look at you, Beverly. You wouldn't even have shipping. We'd just meet at Starbucks or coffee. Okay. All right. That's enough of that. All right. Let's get this one back into a circle. Circle-ish. Right, let me cut the very tip of this one. Just the tip. Ooh, it stopped rolling on me. Okay. Okay, so yeah, that's going to be pretty. All right. Now I'm going to cut a few slices of this off, lay them on there, and then we're going to burnish everything. I'm going to pull it back out into a circle. Now you'll be able to see the stuff underneath it, through the transparent pieces. But the thinner you get them, the better. So I'm kind of distorting it a little, but it's okay because I'm doing it evenly. This one's a little thick on this side here. So you just go around in a circle. Lay it on top. And just keep going until you get the whole thing covered. And then I'm going to burnish. I would say I'll be right back, but yeah. Yeah, you get an express delivery for free. In case y'all don't know, she lives in the same town that I do. First time we ever met was at Glitter Hippo, which was a store here in town, but they done went and closed, and now it's only online. Just trying to make it a little more even. But I have coupon code below and a link for Glitter Hippo. And they do ship worldwide. Oh no, I just dropped it on the floor. And now it's got glitter stuck on it. I got it off. Because, you know, it's my house. There's glitter everywhere. Okay. Take this last little bit, make it a little bit smaller, just to cover those other few spaces. Again, I'm going to press them around in a circle. Oh no, it broke. It's okay. It'll squish back together. It's raw clay. Yes, I do too. He said he just wasn't getting enough traffic, storefront traffic. I said, well, you had me in here every month, or sometimes every few weeks, or every other day, because I couldn't stop thinking about one of the colors. I think I have about 80% of the colors that he has. Oh, that thick piece that I did before, I can use it. Waste not, want not. Okay. Sorry, I'm not talking a whole lot right now. My mouth is super, super dry from the medications. And I had a breathing treatment not too long before I came on, and it makes my throat really dry. Like the Sahara Desert. Maybe one more right there. Okay. I'm going to cut it in half, actually. I'm going to put half of it here and half of it here. Okay, so now we get to burnishing. Woohoo! You just take a piece of any kind of computer paper or whatever. You lay it on there and you just press it down a little bit first. And then you take your roller, or they have steel soap that you can get from Amazon. And once I get this to the appropriate thickness by burnishing, I'm going to run it through my pasta machine on the thickest setting, because I'm going to put them back to back and make a double-sided earring. Or a double-sided pendant, whatever. It's going to distort the lace, but it's going to be okay. It will be okay. I promise it will be okay. All right, now I'm just peeling it off. I want to put it on 2 different sheets of paper. Actually, why don't I just do this? Use the other half. Look at that. Look how smart I am, y'all. I'm trying to stick it to the paper because it's still a little too thick. So I'm going to roll it. And then roll it again this way. Remember, and turn it. And then roll it this way. Now you can see that you can see through some of that. So that's why I'm going to put it in the pasta maker. It's going to make it even thinner. See, that's going one of them. So what I'm going to do, because I want it to go a little thinner, but I don't want it to be any wider. So I'm going to cut it here. And I'm only going to put half of it through the other direction on the next setting down. See how it thinned it out? Now you can see the ones underneath it too. Okay, so there's that one. And here's that. Okay, here we go. So now, since I want to make it double-sided, I'm going to line them up. And seal that together. Put it on my thickest setting. Put it back through. Just to make it sure it's sealed. Okay, here we go. I want to put it on paper in the oven, so go ahead and leave it on this paper. Now it is double-sided, so now I'm going to get out a couple of the cutters that I have here from Creative. Oh, there it is. Some of my more favorite ones here. She has all kinds of different sets. You can get just one, or you can get multiples. There we go. Let me use that one. To me, it looks like a shield, but it's the 79 bust a 2 and a 2¼ inch one. And she makes all of these to order. Yes, she has some sitting around that are, that people order a lot of. So she makes a lot of those. But they're made to order if you get different ones. And some of the ones that I've got, I'll have to show you in a minute. All right, so I'm going to line this up to where I think it would be cool. And I can get a necklace and earrings out of this piece. All right, I like that. So I'm going to push it down. You can use cornstarch if you want, but I don't see the need to. So now I have a double-sided pendant. I'll leave that on the paper. And now the smaller one here, I can make earrings out of. But she has even smaller ones of these. These are just the ones that I wanted. Check her coupon thing and her sale thing, because you can get a percentage off, and she has frequent sales. Like she just finished a sale not too long ago. It was a great deal. And she has mystery boxes. Oh, I love the mystery boxes. You get a whole big box of just whatever. So anything, let me see this side. Oh yeah, I like that better. But make sure you tell Irene that I sent you over there. I don't get a kickback. I don't get anything from it. It's just, Now, what do you do with the beads? I'll tell you what you do with the beads. You get you a circle cutter of some sort. Or something small that you can make, all the same size with. That's fine. That's just an El Cheapo. Didn't know what I was getting from Amazon. Be wary type thing. And you cut out as many as you can because you don't want to waste anything. I'll just do a couple more so I can show you what I'm talking about. Okay, that's good. Oh, she just came out with some beautiful Christmas tree cutters too, like 4 or 5 different types. So you want to take it and you can make them as big or as little as you want. You're going to just squish it together like so. Making sure that translucent is on the outside. If you get a line, you get a line and you roll it. And you can make a bead. My bead holder is in the other room, isn't it? Yes, it is. Son of a monkey's booty boot. And I'm going to make barrel beads to go with that because I think that would be cool. Or you can drill them out when they're done. Again, you just push the sides together. You want to push up that translucent as much as possible so it's on the outside. Roll it. You can make all sorts of different beads. You can go ahead and put the hole in it ahead of time. You can wait and put the hole in it afterwards. That's what I prefer to do. And of course, I'll make sure that they're all the same size. I know it's the same amount because I cut them out the same. Hi, Chloe. So do we have any other questions about how to do a ghost cane or lace cane? You don't have to use white. You can use any color in it. It looks really good with any color. I suggest you go over to the Creative Dork and watch the one that she did last night because she did it with 3 different colors. And it was and she stopped it a certain way, and I'm like, oh, but that would be pretty if you did this, and then you did this, and then let me try that. So that's why that came out today. All right, well, next week we're going to do Skinner blends and how to make plugs and bullseyes and accordions and stuff like that. So if you enjoyed watching today and you learned anything, maybe give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do so. It's free. I don't charge anything. I don't even have memberships, nothing. I just like to share what I do with everybody. So I'm going to bake these at 275 for 30 minutes because they're quite thin. And I will put a tint over the top of them, and I will post pictures when I'm done after I've already sanded the edges. And I might do a small video about, it depends on what it looks like after, about how to smear the edges, the Jessama smear as we call it. And I'll put my findings on there, and we'll see what it looks like. See if I want to just sand and buff them with the Renaissance wax, or if I want to put resin on them. All right. We'll see you on the next one, you guys. Have a great day. And don't forget, check out the other channels. We got Beverly at Custom Created. We have Runic at Runic's Workshop, I believe. Yes. Melissa Gamonster at Gothic Charms. Martha Townsend at Martha's Craft Room. Billy Holman Creations. Who else do we have? I don't know if Lynn has a channel anymore or what, but maybe check out and see if she does. That's about all. Well, thank you guys. Oh, don't forget to go check out Butch's Resin Creations. He just put some new stuff up and it was amazing. All right, I'll see you guys later, and thank you for joining me. And remember, if you can make one person laugh or smile every day, then your day's been worthwhile. And I hope I've done that in some small way. Seeing all you guys today made me smile. So have a great day. And yes, I am taking care of myself. See you guys on the next one. Bye.